Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna map the entire target. So I'm gonna do this side, the sides over here, and then I'm gonna do the back side. I'm gonna try, when I do an aerial shot, to try and get as much of the tippy top as I can, so that way I could try to, it's best to map the top surface. So mapping the front's gonna be pretty simple. It's a pretty flat surface. When I go on the sides here, there's not really any obstruction. The only thing is, if you look on the side here, you'll see the two posts that it's leaning against. That's probably gonna show on the mapping. So on both of those sides, that's gonna be an issue. And then back here, when I have to map it, ideally I'm gonna have to try and see if I put the laser here, it'll be able to map the whole thing. And it's gonna have these two posts here, which will also affect the reading. So my point cloud will probably show a rectangle here. There's gonna be a space, a rectangle here. It's gonna have the two shapes here because they're gonna be pointed out. And it's gonna pretty much point it out as square, square, square. And it's gonna make it look like the sign has these extra two pieces, even though these are just holders to help it support it in the back. Aside from that, mapping it will be similar to how I mapped the other one, where I'm gonna be running the same commands. This time I adjusted it before I started, so I won't be doing that part. I'm just gonna do a couple of readings. So I'm gonna start from the top here, because I started at the bottom last time, to make sure I get the tippy top there. So for my reading, that top angle is showing to be -16. So that being the case, since the readings are only from 0 to 360, I'm gonna have to do 360 minus 16 to figure out what that angle is, and that should be 346, no, 314, 344. Well, yeah, so that angle will be 344. So what I'm gonna do here is run the command here. It's gonna ask me for an angle. This one is gonna be 360 minus 16, which is 344. It's gonna pop up the window like it always does. It's gonna show me what it sees. I'm gonna map that with the M key as usual. Pull it up here. Then it should ask me for the next angle. Then I just go from there. And it's gonna be pretty similar to what I did the first time, where I map it on here, it asks me for the next angle, and I just shift and adjust as needed. So then I go here, I need to see what the angle is, shift it down a little bit. Ideally, I want to get the best possible reading I can get. So I'm going to be taking a lot more points and a lot smaller angles. So for example, I'm going from 16 to 15 to 14 to 13. It's pretty much going to be like a degree off. So I can make sure I get a full map of all the sides, especially since the back side is going to have those extra features because of that post being shown on the sides and on the back. So for the front, it's going to look pretty simple, but from the back, it's going to look a little deformed. So this one will end up being 345. It's gonna pop it up here. I use the M key to save it. Then I come back here. Wait for it to load it in. Wait for it to ask me for the next angle. Adjust it some more. Go down a little bit more here. See what the next angle is. Next angle is, let's say, -10 or 350. So this one will be 350. Pull it up on here. Use the M key to save it. Go back here. Wait for it to load it in here. Sometimes it loads a little slower than other times. And then there we go. So that's it. And then I'll show you me doing the side and the back also.
야 누가 내 수저 더럽대 I don't care 마이크 잡은 금 수저 여러 배 버럭해 잠못 익은 것들 새끼 여러 개 거두벌 씹어 죽겠다 에이 저녁에 World business 핵심 섭외 일스니 맥진 많지 않지 이 클래스 같이 만기 동향의 악진 반칙 마이크 번지 마이크 번지 블랙 던진 난 알 것 같았겠지만 아니